cop pulls over somebody and then decides to pull them over a second time, creating a conspiracy for them to be incarcerated. Hell of a thing. I'm going to play the body cam footage and give you the update. Here it is.
I was just pulled over for a BS ticket literally.
What's that?
5 seconds ago.
Is that a monkey?
Yes.
You're in unlawful possession of a monkey in the state of Georgia, and I'm fixing to get DNR to come out here. So you can either answer them to me or you can answer them to DNR. It don't make no difference to me. And it's either that or go to jail for obstruction.
You didn't want to answer any of my questions. I don't want to answer yours. Just sit right there.
Where are you taking that monkey? Well, I got you on camera right on the bumper of that car.
Black male and his pet monkey. Okay? It's a pet monkey. They were driving through Georgia. This is not the setup for a joke. This actually happened. A black man, a pet monkey, driving through Georgia. This happened last year when he was pulled over twice within 1 hour. Falsely accused of driving too close to the trucks in front of him. Okay? One of the deputies who pulled him over also claimed it was illegal to drive through the state with a monkey. That is nowhere in the Georgia code at all, not even close. Lackluster Media breaks it down. Here it is.
Ray from the YouTube channel Thabo and Ray were driving across Georgia. Thabo is a monkey and was caged in the vehicle for the ride as the two traveled from North Carolina to Florida after hurricanes destroyed their region.
Tractor trailer, okay? You're way too close. You got your license on you?
PV notices the cages in the rear and begins asking questions.
Goodness, how many dogs you got? I was just out of curiosity. You ain't in no trouble. Okay. Unless you're doing something illegal.
Ray continued down the highway, again making his way towards Florida. Within a couple minutes, he entered Turner County, where Deputy Justin Partain sat, pulled over on the edge of the highway.
Mr. Feaste, is it Feaste or Feaste? How you say that?
Feaste. I was just pulled over for a BS ticket literally.
What's that?
5 seconds ago.
What'd you get a ticket for?
Y'all are out here doing, you know.
Whoa. Nah,
no,
I can't
this
be
is
held
ridiculous.
accountable.
This was 5 minutes ago, and that's a BS ticket.
Okay, well, I didn't write this, so don't take it out on me now.
Put it full mask. I have an interesting background to explain. All right. Since the incident, Raymond Feaste has been documenting the traffic stops and his investigations on his YouTube channel. Raymond obtained body cam footage from both the Dooley County Sheriff's Office and the Turner County Sheriff's Office, revealing that Raymond was not driving too close to the vehicle in front of him in either case. Quote, I have two sheriff's departments that are conspiring and colluding to send me away to prison for literally no reason. And all of the evidence to show that I'm innocent is on video. Raymond said in the opening of one of the videos where he discussed the traffic stops, quote, and even further, all of the evidence shows how illegal and criminal what their behavior has been and how many times they violated my rights. Mr. Raymond, 32 years of age, is facing a misdemeanor charge of following too closely to the vehicle in front of him, which is punishable by 1 year in jail. Penalties can also include fines, license suspension, added points on his driving record, and increased insurance rates. Quote, why has this prosecutor not dropped these charges? End quote, Raymond says on the video. This looks like prosecutorial misconduct for me. Prosecutors have to drop the charges if there is no evidence to charge you. The evidence they submitted through discovery shows I didn't do anything. The video also shows the tractor trailer he had been accused of tailgating was at least 7 car lengths ahead of him. So it's not even debatable. Quote, I know he just pulled me over for no reason, Raymond says. I know I was not tailgating a semi. So I know he just pulled me over and he's trying to just see if the car smelled of marijuana. PV ended up giving Raymond a criminal summons for driving too close, which is still pending. Body cam footage also shows PV muting his camera, the officer muting his camera, while inside his car and making a phone call. He muted his camera while inside of the car and made a phone call, which Raymond believes was to the deputies in Turner County, which is just one county south of Dooley. Less than an hour later, Raymond was pulled over by Turner County Sheriff's Deputy Justin Partain on the same allegation that he was driving too close to a tractor trailer in front of him. Back up, guys. All right. So obviously, these Keystone cops are not the brightest. So how many times have you received a ticket for driving too closely to a semi? How many people you know ever got a ticket for driving too closely to a semi? And then you have one man gets 2 tickets within minutes for driving too close to a semi. Circumstantial, but the math ain't mathing. However, dash cam video obtained by Raymond shows the tractor trailer passing the deputy 2 lanes to the left of the highway emergency lane where the deputy was parked. Then 2 seconds later, Raymond drives by in the lane immediately to the left of the emergency lane. Partain, the other deputy, walked back to his patrol car to do research on the monkey law. Then walked back to Raymond's car and had him step out of the car to frisk him for weapons, which Raymond says violated a Supreme Court ruling since the deputy did not have reasonable suspicion that he could be armed and dangerous. And that is correct. Typically, the officer only has the right to do a frisk if the officer has some suspicion that he needs to protect himself, okay? That he needs to protect himself. All right, there's more. Quote, "There is no reason to believe I am armed. There is no reason to believe that I am dangerous," Raymond said. Quote, "I've been nothing but respectful the whole time. So he violated my rights when he does this. But the deputy threatened to arrest him for obstruction if he did not immediately comply." Once again, this is an escalation tactic by officers. Partain, the deputy, ended up giving Raymond a warning, as well as asking him to allow him to photograph the monkey so he can send it to the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. What do these guys have against monkeys? To send it to the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, which issues license for wildlife, but they have not contacted him. However, 5 months later, Raymond still has the initial misdemeanor charge of driving too closely hanging over him. Online court records from Dooley County show his next court date is a few days away, March 20th, and we will be bringing you an update as to the adjudication of that proceeding. This is horrible. Number one, if this happened based on the allegation, the way he alleges it happened, that means that these cops run this routine all the time. This isn't the first time they've done it, okay? And this time, they got the right one because he was able to prove his own innocence based on his investigative prowess and unwillingness to just let it go. Most people would have just paid the ticket just to avoid getting this deep and getting this involved. But not Mr. Raymond. Good for you, sir. Senator Turner, a hell of a thing, 1-2 combination here, right? They're trying to tax this cat twice, 2 different counties. I got one, we get money, you get money, and whatever else you can get out of them, right? It's insane. What say you?
No, it is. I mean, Raymond, wow, we got that. He needs to be hired. He is a great detective. He should not have to do what he is doing for himself. It really is a shame. This appears to me to be very much racial profiling. I mean, that's how I see it based on the facts as you have laid them out. It is really a shame that in this country, Black people still have to face that. And I agree with you, Dr. Richey. I don't know what it is with the monkey. I mean, he's taking a picture of the monkey. He ain't sending that nowhere. The only thing he's gonna do is share it around probably with his peers in the sheriff's department and make jokes about it. I mean, it's just something wrong with these folks. it's heartbreaking. Because these are the type of stressors, these kind of biases, implicit, explicit, these microaggressions. I would say this is a macroaggression that Black people have to endure on a regular, consistent basis throughout our lives or the lives of people that we love. And thank God that Raymond was of the mind to say that he's not going to just sit back and let them do this to him. And then your point about the officer saying he was following the semi, he was too close behind. I mean, if law enforcement gonna do that all day, I mean, they would never get anything else done if they just going to pull people over based on how close. Now, if it was inclement weather or something like that, then I would get that, because that it is dangerous to follow closely behind anybody regardless. But if it was inclement weather, I could kind of see that. But they ain't got the time, Doc. There are other bigger things to do than to say that somebody is following too closely behind any vehicle, especially a semi. So good on Raymond. I hope to God that he wins. I hope that he can sue them too for this. Because imagine the stress and what he could be doing with his time other than to try to collect the fact or run the fact pattern so that if and when he does have to go to court, he got to try to prove that he didn't do any of these things. And shame on that prosecutor. They know this. Doc, what is the problem with these people? Prosecution is not just simply about trying to lock people up. You're supposed to be there standing up for justice.
And that's why we depend on the attorneys that run these judicial and prosecutorial outfits to be a little more reasonable. You have specialized training. You went to school a long time to understand how to uphold the actual application of law, not the enforcement of law, but the application of law. And when you are no longer a barrier, it's open season. It's open season on anyone to have their constitutional rights violated. All right, we'll bring you updates as they develop.